You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, we're going to be talking about Riley Gaines here in this video. I saw the other day on X that she actually posted that she was on her way to go on Joe Rogan's podcast. And I thought to myself, man, this is going to get very, very interesting. So she appears on Joe Rogan's podcast, and Joe Rogan is left stunned and shocked by what she said. Now, apparently Joe Rogan, I guess, wasn't in the loop on exactly what was going on with Riley Gaines when it comes to this whole transgender thing. Riley Gaines has been at the forefront of protecting women in sports. In other words, keeping female sports for women and keeping men out. But we have definitely seen an increase in men identifying as women coming over into women's sports, dominating them. And who is the losers in all of this? The women. Title IX was actually created to actually protect women. However, the left now is using that to actually protect men identifying as women. Very, very unfair, man. Riley Gaines actually tied Leah/Will Thomas, but she didn't get the trophy. They told her no. Quote unquote, Leah must get the trophy. Yeah. The higher ups wanted the optics. They want to say, hey, we're here to support transgenders. You other women, we don't care about you. So let's get into it, guys. We got a clip here we're going to react to of Riley Gaines on Joe Rogan. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Remember, live stream every single Friday. Just starts at $5 per month. We appreciate the support. So here we go. On Outkick here, Joe Rogan shocked to hear what NCAA put Riley Gaines through to accommodate trans athletes. Now, for the most part, I've heard about everything you're actually going to watch here in this clip. But there was one thing that I didn't know about. She actually had to undergo training on she, her pronouns. Now, you can see right there, Riley Gaines is a woman. Why in the world would she actually need training on she, her pronouns? We'll get into it. Let's go ahead and play it, guys.
At this national championships, right? This national championships where we had Leah Thomas, who is a male, a man, self-identifying as a woman. We were told we fully had to treat this person as a woman, right? This same national championships, we had another athlete who was transitioning. But this athlete is a female who was then self-identifying as a man from Yale. Izzy now goes by the name of Isaac. And we were told we fully had to treat this person as a man. Optics purposes here, to give you perspective of what this looked like from our eyes. Okay, finals of the 100 freestyle. Top 8 women in the entire nation.
Air quotes women.
Air quotes women. Yeah, for those that don't have video. Air quotes women. Top 8 women in the entire country. And you've got a 6'4" man in a women's swimsuit with a bulge next to a woman wearing only a Speedo with nothing covering her top. Your reaction was my reaction, because I'm sitting there watching this. I'm thinking to myself, it's me. I'm the crazy one. It must be. This is the freaking Twilight Zone. So I'm scared.
Yeah. So Will/Leah Thomas, still a straight male, attracted to women. Think of this. You're in the locker room with a bunch of women in skimpy bikinis, swimsuits, and they're attractive. You got a bulge. Guess what? That bulge may actually grow a little bit more, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's continue on.
First, based on just kind of the silencing tactics that were used to keep us quiet, right? Like we were told, you'll never get a job if you speak out about this. Your employer is going to look you up and see that you're a transphobe. And you don't want that, do you? You don't want everyone to think that you're transphobic.
Was this a conversation that someone actually had with you?
Yeah. We had to go to training, Joe, to learn how to
accept that you're being cheated.
A senior in college.
Yeah.
21 years old.
Yeah.
They brought in an outside professional, again, air quotes, because what in the world, how can you be an outside professional who sat us down and taught us how to use she, her pronouns? Again, a senior in college. I'm like, am I really?
Taught you how. You, an actual she, her.
An actual she, her.
How do you use she, her pronouns?
We had to go through these interview questions. They threw a question at us. If we didn't answer their fake interview question to their standard, we had to go through it again.
Oh, my God.
Wow. This is ridiculous. So this quote unquote expert is training actual females on how to use she, her pronouns when obviously you learned that when you were learning English language when you were a little kid. Grown adult women, they're actually training them on this to be woke. Okay.
Yeah.
Indoctrination.
Thomas's teammates, right? 16 of these girls, plus their parents at the beginning of the season, signed on to a letter expressing their discomfort in the locker room. I kid you not. The university responded back with, and I have a screenshot of their response. If you, as women, feel uncomfortable seeing male genitalia, here are some counseling resources that you should seek in an attempt to re-educate yourselves.
Re-educate yourself that that's a she-ness. That's not a penis.
That's a she-ness.
Oh.
A queeness penis.
Wow.
You're a woman and you have a biological male who's intact, who's having sex with women, walking around naked in the locker room with women. And if you're uncomfortable with that, you should educate yourself.
You
and
said
learn how to use she, her pronouns and accept defeat.
You said it.
To this person that's not a woman.
You said it.
And the whole idea behind Title IX was supposed to be to protect women's sports. It's supposed to be to have a place where women can compete fairly against women.
Yeah.
And because of this insane cult that 45% of the country's in, or whatever it is, you have to deal with this literal mental patient in a woman's sport dominating, and everyone's cheering.
Yes.
And everyone around it that's watching it is upset. All the parents, probably on both teams.
Of course.
All the women that are competing with this man. And the whole world's like, yay, diversity. And you must feel like you're in a fucking movie or something.
Well, I'll tell you, really what had thrusted me over the edge into no longer being willing to lie, ultimately, is he and I raced in the 200 freestyle. This is the day after he swam the 500 freestyle and won a national title, beat out Olympians, beating out American record holders, right? Keep in mind, these aren't scrubs. They're the most impressive and accomplished female swimmers this world has ever seen. And again, he beat them all by body lengths. 1 second might not sound like a lot of time, but in the sport of swimming, again, measured down to the 100th of a second, 1 second is significant. He beat the entire nation of women by almost 2 full seconds. Even the time he went last year would have beat every girl in the country this past season by nearly 2 full seconds.
That is a lot of time right there in swimming. 2 seconds, that's a mile right there.
Making him the first man to win a Division I NCAA women's title, trailblazer. But the second day of competition, the day after this, he and I race in the 200 freestyle. So, look, we get on the blocks, dive off, swim 8 laps of freestyle, touch the ball at the end. I look up at the scoreboard, and almost impossibly enough, Joe, we had gone the exact same time, meaning, of course, we had tied. The NCAA official looks at both Thomas and myself. Thomas, who is towering over me, right, 6'4", and this official looks at both of us and says, "Great job, you two. But you tied, and we only have 1 trophy, so we're going to give the trophy to Leah. Sorry, Riley, you don't get one."
Look at the look on Joe Rogan's face right there. Riley Gaines doesn't get a trophy. Will/Leah Thomas gets the trophy. Look at the look on Joe Rogan's face. He is shocked right there.
My
Jesus Christ.
heart rate was still high, having just competed. My adrenaline was still pumping. And so the first thing that I thought ended up being the first thing that I said. And the first thought that I had was just what you had just said, right? Like, isn't this everything that Title IX was passed to prevent from happening? What do you mean you're going to give the trophy to the man in the women's 200 freestyle? I asked the question that no one dared ask all season. And I said, why? Which, of course, he didn't have an answer as to why. They didn't give him a script of what to say when someone asks you the dreaded question of why. And so his first excuse he came up with, he's stumbling on his words, and he's, well, we're actually just doing this in chronological order, he said.
Nah, don't believe that.
And so I said, okay, do you mean alphabetical? Because G comes before T. Otherwise, I literally have no idea what you're being chronological about. Right? We tied. So again, what's your rationale here? And finally, he realized that he didn't have a justification. He didn't have an answer for this. And so
the jig was up.
And I actually appreciate his honesty. This is when his face changed. He looked sad. His voice changed. I could tell he didn't even believe what he was about to say. But this official looked at me and said, Riley, I am so sorry, but we have been advised as an organization that when photos are being taken, it's crucial that the trophy is in Leah's hands. Again, you can pose with this one, but you have to give yours back. Leah takes the trophy home. You go home empty-handed, end of story. We can eventually mail you one.
Oh, my God.
Is what they said. So it was like that moment when I felt guilty at that point. I felt guilty for participating in the farce. I felt guilty for even getting in the...
Yeah. So you guys saw that right there. Riley Gaines detailing a story to Joe Rogan. He's just shocked right there. I did not know about the pronouns training. I did not know about that. That's the first time I heard about that. I cannot believe that, man. This whole thing, man, men identifying as women going to women's sports, man, this has gotten way out of control, man. Way, way, way out of control. And women are getting hurt physically, emotionally. Riley Gaines felt like she got used. Yeah, you got used. You got used to push a left-wing agenda. And now they're destroying female sports. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.